Johnny's Bar and Grill, Mexican and American cuisine with daily and weekly specials, juicy burgers, mouth-watering tacos, and more. 1519 West Highway 150 in Lincolnton.
Good evening and happy Friday to you. I'm Ralph Mangum, and this is the WHKY News for Friday, September 20. Watch the WHKY News on over-the-air TV every weekday on Channel 14.2. You can also find us on the Compass, SkyBest, Vibrant, TDS, and Comporium cable systems. If you prefer, you can watch us online at WHKY.com and on our YouTube channel. In today's top stories, at approximately 12 noon Wednesday, the Burke County Sheriff's Office responded to a shots fired call on the 160 block of Stevens Road in Morganton. Deputies and detectives who were nearby responded to the area. Neighbors reported a disturbance and multiple shots fired at 162 Stevens Road. Law enforcement made entry into the home and found Rita Hoagland, a resident of the home, deceased. Ms. Hoagland's husband, Gerald Hoagland, was immediately identified as a suspect and was later found at 2174 Chester Avenue in Morganton, deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Both incidents are still under investigation. No additional information has been released at this time. Arianna Mack and her guest have this report on a project designed to help people who have previously been incarcerated as they try to find their way back into the community.
Reporting for WHKY here at a project re-entry simulation brought to you by Goodwill, and they've partnered with the Catawba County Chamber, Western Piedmont Council of Governments, NC Works, and the Department of Adult Corrections, Probation and Parole to create this event to bring more awareness regarding the barriers that previously incarcerated individuals face when they are released from a correctional facility. Joining us in Top Stories, program coordinator and some of those partners.
So what the program does is the program supports the lives of those that are incarcerated. It's called pre-release, and those that are coming home, those that are at home, it's called post-release. So what we do is we support, we assist these individuals with giving them resources so that they can reintegrate back in society in a good way. We partner with a lot of organizations in the Catawba County, Burke County, Caldwell County, even Iredell, Alexander County area, and we wanted our partners to be able to see through this reentry simulation what actually a participant, we call them participants, but the inmates coming out of incarceration, what they go through when they're trying to find the resources, such as trying to get their ID, trying to find housing, transportation, food, clothes, medical, trying to get their medicines, those type of things. And so we wanted to just highlight this with our community partners for those that have not experienced this in their everyday lives. So what it does is it shows our partners what these individuals that come to them for services go through.
I'm Lindsay Kiesler, President and CEO of the Chamber of Catawba County. I want to say thank you to Goodwill Northwest North Carolina for including the Chamber as a partner in this really important event today. This was a really unique experience, this re-entry simulation, to give business and community leaders and those in the nonprofit spectrum or those that represent local government a first-person perspective of what it takes for an individual that has been justice involved that's trying to re-enter back into society. When the reason I said yes in partnering from the Chamber of Commerce perspective is our business community often sees these individuals, and we want these individuals to be able to contribute back to our community, but as well as to gain employment and be able to provide for themselves and also to serve an employer in some meaningful way. And so I really think that my involvement in this simulation gave me a whole new perspective as to what that means for those that are justice involved, and how it really takes a whole community and a network of support to ensure that these individuals can gain employment and achieve self-sustainability.
For much more information on Project Reentry and the simulation, you can get in contact with Kevin with Goodwill Career Centers. I'm Arianna Mack for WHKY.
Thank you, Arianna, and thanks to Sandy Williams for her time today. WHKY's Rob Eastwood has a warning from the North Carolina Attorney General's office.
The North Carolina Attorney General's office is warning citizens to be aware of imposter scams. An example of this type of scam is that at one time there was a scammer calling individuals claiming to be the Attorney General. Imposter scammers pretend to be someone you know or trust to try to get your hard-earned money or personal information. The Attorney General and other government officials will never contact you to threaten you or demand money or your personal information, especially not over social media. The Attorney General's office reminds you to keep these tips in mind to avoid imposter scammers. Don't respond if you receive a social media message request from someone claiming to be a government official. Do not respond. Instead, reach out to the real government official or their organization by visiting their official website that ends with .gov or .org. Double check if you receive a suspicious looking email. Reread the message for signs of a scam such as vague subject lines, grammatical errors, and high-pressure demands. Check that the sender's email address matches the official addresses for that agency found on their website. If you see any of those signs, delete the email. Do not send money or divulge personal information to unknown contacts, even if they say that they represent the government. If you're unsure if someone is a legitimate government official, hang up and reach out to the government agency directly using a number listed on their website. Remember, if you're being asked to pay via a gift card, it is always a scam. If you think you or someone you know has been the victim of an imposter scam, or if you have been contacted by someone claiming to be a government official, such as the Attorney General, contact the Consumer Protection Division. You can call them at 1-877-5-NO-SCAM. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
Thank you, Rob. The City of Morganton Water Department has scheduled water tank maintenance on its distribution system next week. The work could take up to 2 weeks to complete. Crews will take the water tank on Valdez Avenue offline today to allow the tank to drain over the weekend. There will be noticeable water in the road on Valdez Avenue. Tanks that will be affected are the Salem tank in the Salem pressure zone, the Lake James tank in the Lake James pressure zone, and the Valdez Avenue tank in the main pressure zone. Those tanks will be offline during the maintenance period. The Dale Circle, Glen Alpin, Piedmont Road, Astro, and Piney tanks are all scheduled for exterior work and will not be offline during the maintenance period unless otherwise notified. Starting October 14th, the Grandview tank in the Oak Hill pressure zone will be offline due to interior renovations. Those renovations are expected to take 4 weeks to complete. Customers in the Frank Wisnett Road area of the Oak Hill community may experience issues. The Oak Hill tank will also have exterior renovations. The tank will remain online unless otherwise notified. Customers in the affected areas may experience pressure issues and discoloration. Call the city's water department at 828-438-5276 with any concerns. Arianna and I will be right back with today's crime report. I have information on reported threats of violence at an Iredell County school, along with a meth arrest in Hickory and one from Caldwell. Arianna has arrests from Alexander and Burke counties. And I have courtroom news as a Taylorsville man gets jail time. In local sports today, Jason has high school volleyball and soccer, more volleyball from Caldwell Community College, plus some bad news for App State football. In Community Focus, Arianna reports on the upcoming Foot Candle Film Festival. After a foggy morning, it turned into a pretty nice day outside with partly sunny skies and a high in the low 80s. Mid-80s tomorrow and partly cloudy with a small chance of rain. All the way into the upper 80s Sunday with plenty of sunshine. Next week, we'll start off with highs around 80 and then in the 70s starting around the middle of the week with a chance of rain ranging anywhere from 35 to 60%. Whenever you want the latest forecast, just go to WHKY.com. I'm Ralph Mangum. You are watching the WHKY News.